There's a red moon rising on the Cuyahoga River, rolling into Cleveland to the lake.
This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
Rolling into Cleveland to the lake.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to grab your popcorn and your drink. Please take your seat and always silence your cell phones. The next showing of Place to Be Nation's Laugh-In Theater with Andy Atherton is about to begin.
Into Cleveland to the lake.
Place to Be Nation, welcome back to the theater, the Laugh-In Theater. I am your host, Andy Atherton, and thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight we have a really funny movie and a guest, somebody I've sort of been on a podcast with a little bit, but it was a very different kind of podcast. We'll talk about that in a moment. But he is the co-host of the Low Blow Booking podcast. Over, you can find that on iTunes, anywhere else podcasts are available. Mr. Derek Cornett. Derek, how are you tonight?
Oh, man, I'm doing awesome. I'm excited to be here with you. Movies are one of my great passions in life. I used to write some movie reviews for the Place to Be Nation in its infancy, so being able to come back and do a podcast on one of my favorite movies of all time is definitely up there on my wish list of awesome things. So
that's great. It's great that you are able to join and that you reached out to come on the show, and I really love that. I love when that means we're getting some interaction and some different voices in here. And you are kind of an old school Place to Be Nation member, even though you have your separate little podcast. And the little interaction we had, you were on an episode of Body Pressure Luck, I believe, correct?
Yep, yeah. Body Pressure Luck.
One of the many who fall into the mighty Ryan.
Yeah, I was going to say, you changed the name of that show, right? I mean,
win Ryan's money or something.
Yeah, right.
Can you
stump? Well, I mean, you could change it to Stump Ryan, like they had Stump the Schwab.
Yeah, he's going strong. And actually, as of this recording, that next episode is coming out very soon. But Derek, you did way better than I could ever do. I mean, when I first came into Place to Be Nation, all I wanted was my participation trophy in one of the trivia contests, and I did just that because I've been watching wrestling since WrestleMania 2. So I was probably like 13 or 14 when that happened. I've been watching it for the most part. It's a couple of low periods, and I can't remember anything. I mean, I probably watch as much wrestling, if not more, than some people around here, and I couldn't tell you what happened when. I just sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, like those. Oh, God, that guy was a champion. Like, yeah, this happens when you get old and have.
Well, I think it's really interesting, wrestling itself and sports and all kinds of other facets of life, right? Like how they impact your brain and how there's just this little portion of my brain that is always going to be fixated on wrestling. Mm-hmm. The problem is that portion of my brain stopped really getting super interested around 2016 just because of the way that wrestling changed. And it's interesting because we're going to talk about the podcast that I do a little bit, and it's funny just how my brain works and how I can remember so many different aspects of some of those older things. But, there's stuff I talked about with my wife 2 weeks ago that I have no idea what it was, but I'll tell you who won this battle royal at this show or who, all that kind of stuff. It's amazing how that works, right? Our brains are so complex, and, for some odd reason, it just sticks in that little spot. So
yeah, I'm like sometimes stuff will come out and I'll be like, whoa, I can't believe I remember it. I'm like one of those like Jeopardy savants. Like I'll sit there like casually and just start answering and not knowing what's going on. Like you just be amazed at stuff that comes out.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're relaxed.
Yeah. In our fandom, I mean, it never stops. I'm going to throw this out there. I just hit a bucket list item. I don't usually buy memorabilia or stuff like that anymore, but I have the complete first set of the WCW Galoob characters, and I bought it the other day for like a very good price, and I looked on eBay, and for the lot, I got all of them in pretty darn good shape, but on eBay, some of them individually were as much as I paid for the lot.
Wow.
So My goal is to restore them. You can get into some acrylic paint and stuff like that. And I was just looking for something kind of fun to do, but I beat the hell out of my guys when I was younger. So it's pretty fun to be able to kind of check that out. It's something I've always wanted. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I never had Arn Anderson, Barry Windham, or the Steiner brothers. I finally got them, and now I can work with some of the other guys and, just something really small, but, has always been on my list, right? Like, you always want that one thing, and finally I'm able to do that. So it's pretty cool.
So speaking of wrestling, let's talk about your podcast, Low Blow Booking.
Yep.
So you have a co-host, and what is your theme? What's your hook over there?
Well, going back to my early days in the Place to Be Nation, when we were on a message board, I created a game called the Territory Wars, which is where we had about 8 or 9 people at first, but we drafted rosters of every wrestler that was available ever, and then you got to create your own territory and write your own shows and do all of this awesome stuff, right? And I did that actually for quite some time. I wrote Mid-South Wrestling for a year, and then I took over the WWF, and at one point I had written 325 consecutive Monday Night Raws.
Wow.
And it was a task, but it was something I loved to do. And even to this day now, I've been writing over on PWO. I've been doing a WCW rebook from 1988 and kind of working with, we did a little bit of a draft, and I love doing the drafts. That's one of my favorite things, of like picking some of the characters and how would you use them. And, we've got 4 guys over there that are doing 1988 rosters, which is something that you don't see a ton of in fantasy booking. A lot of people go back to the early 80s, and so that just carried over into a relationship with my friend Dave Hall, who's in Australia, and we both are like-minded in a lot of our ideas for booking, but also opposite-ended in some other areas. So we have a pretty good contrast of why we would do things and how we would do it differently than each other, but still coming to the same conclusion. And so the Low Blow Booking podcast started a couple of years ago. And it was kind of when my fandom was starting to wane, and it got me back into it a little bit. And we're at 26 episodes now. We did 24 in our first go around. We've been able to get back online. We've got 2 great episodes that just came up. We did WrestleMania 9, and then we also just did Great American Bash 1991. And we go back and we try to use the rosters that were actually available on the card. Like WrestleMania 9, it'd be great if we kept Ric Flair in the WWF, but we can't do that. So we go in and we change what actually happened. We kind of rework some things there. And then, WrestleMania 9 and Great American Bash 91, those are 2 of the most panned shows of all time, always at the top of the worst lists. So that was really fun. And Dave and I are going to be recording Starrcade 1991 Battle Bowl this weekend, and we're getting rid of the Battle Bowl Lethal Lottery concept, making it just a legit card. I personally love Battle Bowl. It's one of my favorite things, but we're going to be doing that, and then we've got Starrcade 91, and then we're going to be doing a WrestleMania 2000.
Okay.
And we're going to only be able to keep one match on the card as it was, because we both really like the triple threat tag team match, but also the triple threat double title match. So it's going to be interesting to see how we form that card with both of those matches, which are amazing matches. And I'm right now on the cusp of watching all the Raws from October up until WrestleMania to kind of get myself prepared for what some of the storylines are, because TV back then was actually, it's pretty interesting to watch in some of the wrestling that goes on. So it'll be good, and that's what it's all about, right? We want to present a topic and present some things. We try to have some discussions over on our Facebook page. Just Google our Facebook search for us. It's Low Blow Booking Podcast. Just ask to join. It's real simple. I accept everybody except for those pesky bots. And we try to have some polls on there. We try to have some conversation, some discussion, and try to get some ideas of some of the listeners too. We're building a really good listenership, and we had a good one in our first go round. So we're hoping with some of these newer topics, we're gonna really build that back up. So.
All right. That's cool. So everybody, check out Low Blow Booking podcast, available iTunes, Stitcher, like all the podcasting software. Correct?
Yep, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, we use Anchor as our anchor, if you will. And it's on Spotify, Google Podcasts, everything. So just check us out, and like I said, look us up on Facebook. That's the easiest way to kind of get connected, and then you can start being part of the show. So, and we always we like to do these summit shows. Where you, like, Dave will have WCW and I'll have WWF, and we try to do a joint card because of the magazines back in the day, where they would have those dream cards, and every once in a while we'll try to get somebody to come in and do like a third host, and especially when we get into the ECW eras, like, we're going to be looking for people to come in and like we had somebody once come in and do we did a battle bowl where Dave picked 20 guys from WWF, I had 20 from WCW, and then Patrick Fenton, our guest host, he actually drew the names at random, and we had to book on the fly.
Wow.
It was pretty fun. It was
really,
really interesting concept, and we're going to be doing one of those here in a couple weeks. So a lot of awesome, just creative stuff. We love wrestling. We love going back and looking at it, and, how can we make some things better? So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I remember it'd be fun when you get to ECW. I mean, growing up in New York, we had on MSG Network, and get through all the ads, we had a little bit of wrestling in there. And, I never hear, was it Connection by Elastica, whatever? Or, over everything. Anyway.
Yep.
So, but we're here. Thank you for telling everybody about your great podcast and pimping it, which we love pimping here on Laugh-In Theater. But we're here to watch a movie, a very fun movie. Absolutely. And Derek, what movie are we watching tonight?
We're watching 1989's Major League.
Good choice. Very fun movie. Brief synopsis: the new owner of the Cleveland Indians puts together a purposefully horrible team so they'll lose, so she can move the team. But when the plot is uncovered, they start winning just to spite her. And it stars Tom Berenger, Charlie Sheen, Corbin Burnson, Margaret Whitten, James Gannon, Rene Russo, Leslie Snipes, Dennis Haysbert, Bob Uecker, and many more funny people. So, Derek, how come you picked this movie?
Well, as we're in a very difficult time, obviously, with our pandemic going on, and on March the 13th, I got the news that we weren't going back to school for a while, and so I was with my daughter, and I was like, oh, you know what? Like, I love baseball movies, and that was when, like, they were announcing that baseball wasn't going to be happening anymore, and I was kind of like, all right, well, I want to watch some of these baseball movies. I want to see which one's the best one, right? Mm-hmm. And I watched all of them, and The Natural, Bull Durham, For Love of the Game, Field of Dreams. Like, I watched all the big name movies, but Major League has always stuck out to me. I actually did a podcast quite a few years ago with Jeffrey Jelka, and we talked at length about fictional baseball movies, not only about the baseball, but also like the characters. And Major League, to me, embodies so many awesome stories to it. It's absolutely hilarious. There's so many amazing lines. It is, and I love Bull Durham, don't get me wrong, but this movie always takes it a step higher for me because there's so many more characters to it. You got Bull, and you got Nuke, and you got Susan Sarandon, right? But here you've got so many funny, intricate little people that make this huge story unfold. I think it's absolutely hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, very much so. It's quite the ensemble piece, and you have your stars, but the supporting players really add to it and make this such a great, funny movie. So, when did you first see it? I know you're a little young to probably have seen it.
Yeah, it came out when I was 3, and I'm guessing that I probably saw it when I was, probably on TBS, right? Mm-hmm. Like, they showed everything, so I'm sure I saw it at some point then. I definitely say when I was getting into high school is when I probably got my first copy of it. And then, funny story, I have a terribly big movie collection, like over 400. I bought the Wild Thing version which had some of the extra features on the back end of it. Nothing necessarily to the movie, but I couldn't find it when I was watching all these baseball movies. And I told my wife, like, I have this movie. I know I bought it. And it was in my Amazon thing to buy another copy. And then I went through and I took all my movies out of their cases once and I put them in the holder, right? And so then I went back through and I went through all of my movie cases and I found Wild Thing version. Here it is, and boom, there's the disc. And watched it. I've watched it twice here in the last couple months, and I can watch it all the time. It's so good. It's so funny. And I don't mind part 2. I think that there's some pieces to it that are okay. Back to the Minors again. Part 3 has its own little areas of entertainment to it. It's nowhere near as good as the first one, but yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah. The second one does have some fun parts to it, and Back to the Minors is one of those, like, nothing on. You throw it on in the background. You got a very young Walton Goggins in it. Yep. Scott Bakula.
He's so good.
I forget the actor's name, but he played. I know him as the Herman's intellect from the great show Herman Set from when I was in college, which came out probably not long after this, a couple years after this. So anyway. So we're going to get the movie started in just a moment. So I'm watching it on Amazon Prime, and Derek, of course, is watching it on DVD. Luckily, he found it, so we're grateful for that. And we're both paused about, at the 0, 1 second, 2 second, whatever. We're fairly close, so hopefully I'll watch along. All right, so on my count, we're going to start the movie. Ready? 3, 2, 1, play.
All right, the stars are coming in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hopefully my closed captioning's working.
Yeah. What would be some other baseball movies that you've enjoyed?
Like Bull Durham is one of my all-time favorites. Sandlot, that's another great baseball movie. The Natural, League of Their Own. I actually watched that not long ago. I caught probably 2/3 or 3/4 of the movie. That's one of Tom Hanks' best performances.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else.
I'm actually from Illinois, where Rockford, in theory, and so I've been to the museum and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. Just such a weird part of history that it kind of gets glossed over. It's interesting.
So here we are. We have the opening credits, and I guess you call it beauty shots of Cleveland if there's such that's not an oxymoron. I don't know. No offense to any Cleveland listeners.
Kind of like The Office, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Major League. Here we go.
You have some guys playing baseball there by a factory. Yeah, I love baseball. Is just part of my, growing up. Played Little League. My dad played. My son hasn't really picked it up yet, although he's starting to a little bit. He's left-handed. I'm trying to say, Dylan, you want to be a pitcher. You want to be a pitcher, or left-handed hitter. But yeah, softball, still love it. Just it's something in my blood. I'm in the middle of a MLB 20 season with the Yankees right now.
Yeah, baseball was always eluded me in real life. I loved it. I always loved the game, but I just never. I was really, really good at football and really, really good at wrestling. But it was just something I never picked up because I didn't do it early enough. I never played t-ball or little league. You know what I mean? Like it just never picked up for me. So, and I only played like a year of minor league, a year of little league, and then I was in junior league. You know what I mean? Like it was so quick. I just never got it. And then as I got older, I started playing a lot of softball, and I coach softball. I love softball now, and I have a daughter. I hope that I can teach her how to play softball. It's just a fun way to spend your time. So, hey, is that Rocky Balboa hitting the?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up. I played second base. Then I moved around to the outfield. I caught for a while, and then it's something I love to do. Like just going outside having a catch. There's sometimes nothing better.
Yep. And I think that was part of my problem is playing football really screwed up my shoulders. So throwing the ball has always been tough here the last couple of years. just because of the motion and everything, and trying to teach somebody how to throw it the right way, that's the big thing. And so many people start to do the sidearm thing, and it's just not healthy. That's how it goes.
I'm trying to think now. What's the stadium? This was is this Jacobs now? Was this Jacobs Field? The old Cleveland Stadium?
Yeah. Let's look and see what we got here for our Cleveland Indians.
Here's the great Margaret Whitten. I love her in Secret of My Success. She is hysterical in that movie.
It's interesting to see people in those different roles and watch them, go through. And there's a ton of characters, we're going to talk about that here today, where it's like, man, they're a lot different than they were in their previous movies or their roles,
Yeah. So she inherits the team because her husband passed away. She was a showgirl, apparently, in her younger days. Kind of like a take on Marge Schott, I guess.
Yeah.
Although, she's much better looking than Marge Schott. And not a Nazi, apparently.
It actually, according to Wikipedia, it looks like they used County Stadium in Milwaukee.
That's right, they shot it there, but
yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't remember hearing that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So she's trying to build a team
that will lose
crappy players. This guy here is dead. Cross him off.
That's the first line, man. Then cross him off the list.
It doesn't look too good. These guys don't look too fucking good.
They're shitty.
Japanese, yeah. Yeah, we see this throughout. They're kind of like pop-ups that come up throughout them. Kind of tell us like what the mood is as the movie goes along, these guys. There's Charlie. I guess this is his first GM job here. Who's Lou Brown? The Toledo Mud Hens. And here he gets let in on the plot. Yeah, so you could tell how dated too, because it's like we go to Miami and it's like you show a kid this movie, they're like, there's a team in Miami.
Right. And they're terrible.
Yeah. Oh, horribly run franchise.
Thanks a lot, Derek Jeter. Have you heard the story that Derek Jeter bought them so that A-Rod couldn't?
Really?
I heard that one day, like this big conspiracy that like Derek Jeter wasn't interested until A-Rod became interested, and then he like went after him hard.
Jeter's always beating A-Rod.
Yeah. Except for women. I mean, let's be serious. J-Lo, she knows what's up.
That's true. And no, A-Rod, I got to tell you, A-Rod has turned to not a bad analyst.
No, I mean, there's no doubt that the guy knows baseball, right?
Yeah, I mean, I actually have a lot of fun. And, as much as I hate the Red Sox, being a Yankee fan, I love Big Papi. I actually kind of like, down deep, I was like, okay, I like this guy. I can't really be that mad, but he is just, that guy's charisma and fun guy.
The opposite of Charles Barkley, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just so unlikable and so unlistenable, in my opinion. But, hey, Jake Taylor in the sombrero, what's up, man? Is that you, Tolbert?
Waking up in a hungover in a motel in Tijuana. Who hasn't done that? Who among us?
Right? Oh, man.
Charlie's trying to invite him to camp. I love this. If you're going to pull this shit, you could have said you were from the Yankees.
Oh. Oh, I love Lou. He's so great.
Yes, the great James Gavin. I don't know. Let me think about it, will you? I had to yell about some white walls.
Yeah.
And here's Rick Vaughn.
Yep.
That haircut, jeez. This is.
Oh, it's in the show, right? As a haircut for the players.
Yeah. I told my girlfriend I was watching this tonight, and she loves Charlie Sheen. She's like, oh my god, this is like peak Charlie Sheen for me.
So James Gammon, my other favorite movie with him is Urban Cowboy.
Huh?
I love that movie and his role in it. I mean, he's just got such a small role, but it's so good. He really plays it up well.
He's also in Cabin Boy.
Yep.
There they are. So yeah, so they're Cactus League team. So that means they're in Arizona,
which I believe is where the Indians actually play.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, they're playing at the field that they're playing at. Sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Cubs are over there. Most of the West Coast teams, not the Dodgers, but most of the Western teams play spring trainer. There's Mr. Good All-State himself, the president, Serrano.
I watched Mr. Baseball the other day. Have you seen that?
Oh God, years ago. It's been a while.
And Dennis Hasbert's in that, and
really?
he plays a really good role. But he's kind of like our Andrew Braniski or Dwayne Davis from the program. Those guys that are always in the football movies. Mm-hmm. I kind of got that feeling of Dennis Hasbert for a while, mm-hmm. of being that baseball guy. You know, he's in the baseball movies.
There's Roger Dorn, the high-priced free agent there. Here's the guy that steals the movie, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Wesley Snipes says, Willie Mays Hayes.
And I watched the director's notes right before this, and they said Hayes hadn't made very many movies by this point. I want to say the only ones big would have been Wildcats.
Oh, yes, Wildcats.
And that's a great movie. And then he goes on to play Bobby Rayburn, which is a really underrated movie for me. I love The Fan with Robert De Niro and him.
Yeah, and New Jack City's probably not long after this too.
Yep.
Love that car
Kings
too.
New York.
Mm-hmm. Bye bye.
Look at this fucking guy.
I love it. I gotta tell you, the word "fuck" is used so well in this movie.
Oh God.
Every time.
I should have asked if this is.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's okay.
We let it fly.
we let it fly here. Certain other words we don't on some shows, but like fuck is fuck. Okay.
It's a part of this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's great. It's so, like you can overuse it, right? But it's so good here. Oh, I love Chelsea Ross, always a good villain. But in listening to the commentary, he actually played some ball in college. He said he actually pitched and never had the big stuff, but he's a great character in this movie.
Oh yeah. That wily veteran picture.
Yep.
That Joe's junk.
Got a little jalapeno in my nose. Veg head.
Vegematic, veg.
I always thought this was such a funny interaction. Watch this here. Shakes his hand, turns around.
So you got a name, you're going to set off a veg head.
Then he comes back and shakes his hand again. I don't know why that was always just funny little nuanced stuff.
Jake Taylor and Rick Vaughn.
I want to get me one of those Tecate shirts. I love Tecate is a beer that not a lot of people know about or drink very much in my area, but it's so good, so good. That was another good line. I'm sorry we talked over it, but what the hell league you been playing in? California Penal.
Yeah, and then we got Serrano sees the golf clubs and sees the golf covers. Hats for bats. Keep bats warm. Gracias.
I actually cannot keep a club cover. I am the worst at it. I have one of my 3 right now. I've lost them all the time.
I haven't played much for years, so I'm going to try to get back to it soon.
Harris also had another good line there earlier. He goes, "Easy there, Raj." Just good quality little stuff, man. It's great.
I can't believe that. I don't know if would they really sleep like this in spring training?
Probably in the 80s, right?
Maybe.
I mean, you got to think about how much things have changed to now. I mean,
Good thing Willie was sleeping in the top bunk, huh?
Right?
And they just take him in the bed out.
And I would wake up. I mean, but Willie Mays, he sleeps like Hayes. And so the other funny story, they said Wesley Snipes is super athletic, but he's not super fast, but he can make himself look really fast. Now, have you seen the college remake of this scene?
No.
Oh, man, I think it's South Carolina. I'll have to share it with you on Facebook. But they remake this entire scene. It's absolutely hilarious.
Wow. Yeah, these guys got a good, few seconds start on him, and he friggin' just beats them.
Yeah, they said that he can look good. And also in the, we'll get to it in the final game, but they said when that catch is made up on the wall by Hayes, he actually does that.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some really good baseball in this movie. And this is actually one of the poorer scenes for baseball because they said Taylor could not make the throw there because he's an actor, right? Yeah. I mean, he couldn't make this throw, and that was one of the the lower parts of it. But he actually got a bad back and bad knees from it, and they said that's why we always carry 2 catchers. Yeah. Nobody can catch 162 games anymore. Mm-hmm. I mean, who would be the last guy that would be able to do something like that? Pudge, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, this is great this is where we kind of get our intro to the characters as players now.
Yep.
Because we see them a little bit as who they are, but now we see what they're like as ball players.
I've tried that bat flip. It doesn't work very well.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. There's a lot of things in sports movies that don't work well. That people. Right. You hear this from any coach. You see a guy, with that kind of speed, you be,
yeah. You may run like Hayes, but you hit like shit. And that's the thing, right? As a coach or as a player, you want to go to your strengths. And I mean, with softball, I love small ball, slapping, bunting. And when I coached, I just ended up having a group of girls that thought they were all power hitters. Like, hey, let's hit to our strengths here. That's just how it works.
Oh yeah, when I on my softball team, I was one of the older people, and I said we got a bunch of guys that try to hit 5-run home runs. They just try to be like, all that and try to hit the crap out of the ball. It's like anybody's going to catch it, and it's just softball. It's not going to travel.
Yeah.
There's Rick Vaughn. We wear caps and sleeves at this level, son.
Woo! No pepper sign.
Whack. Nice velocity. Sounded like it. How fast? 96.
And it's funny to watch Lou. Like they make him look kind of low key, but he actually, I mean, they make his character out to be somebody that knows how to coach.
Yeah. I mean, well, if he's had the same coaching job for 30 years, you have to be doing something right.
Yep. Aaron Boone talked about this in the preview of it, and he talked about sometimes he says that line, what do you want me to do, dive for it?
There we go. The big power hitter. He just hits the crap out of it. Yep. I've never been to a spring training game. I've been to a spring training stadium, but I've never been to a spring training game. My parents have a snowbird condo in Fort Myers where the Red Sox and Twins are, and we were there right when spring training was just about to start, so we didn't get a chance to see it. We went to JetBlue Park, which is the Red Sox facility. Really nice. Mm-hmm. Looks like a mini Fenway.
I want a word with you.
Yeah. And Serrano can't hit the curveball.
Yeah. This is another little instance of just really funny little work in when you're watching Lou do what he does here. So he throws a contract down, starts pissing on it, and then he just looks at him. Oh.
Just walks.
Right?
He's like, this is what I think of your contract. 200 push-ups. And we get the red tag reference for the first time.
Mizuno. I had a pair of Mizuno shoes.
Ah. Don't worry, kid. They ain't cutting somebody the first day.
Maybe I'll just stick this out here. It's that shit on your chest.
I remember seeing it. I was like, what the hell is that?
Crisco. Larbadol.
Bardol, Vagisil. And one of them give you a couple inches curve drop on your curveball. Yeah, you don't have spitballers anymore.
No.
Nobody did.
I started watching Ken Burns baseball, and they talked about kind of that. Just the evolution of pitching in baseball is such an incredible situation to watch. You know, like how no pitcher today will ever get 300 wins again.
Yeah. But
you had this era where it was, you know, it was the measuring stick, but still there were so many guys that got it. But nowadays, nobody will ever get it again.
And here's our first instance with Jobu.
And you got all your main guys right there, right? Those are your 5 characters. We're gonna be watching these guys throughout the movie, and again, that's what for me gives it the nod over Bull Durham. For as great as Costner is, you know, this makes up for it here.
Yeah, they give some guys some shine, but not like this movie does.
Yeah.
Arthur cigar and rum, he'll come.
One of the best lines right here, man. I'm telling you what. Here we go.
Yeah.
Sheriff.
Tor's like, shit, I'm out of here. Jesus, I like him very much.
Curveball.
Trying to say, Jesus Christ, can't hit a curveball.
Be careful with that rum around here. How about a believable freaking character, man? He really embodies this character so well.
Yeah.
And looks intimidating as shit too.
It's very bad.
It's kind of interesting when you start watching some movies and you see the size difference in people.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously he a little low. he fits the part so well.
Yeah, Rick Vaughn. A little wild, a little lack of control there.
I hated playing catcher. Ugh.
I loved it actually because I felt like you were in the game always.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes...
I didn't mind center and left field.
No, I loved it. I mean, I used to block the plate, everything. There you go, Dorn. He's like, fuck you. Throw the ball away.
And, you know, the big story out of this is how well Charlie Sheen did in his role as a pitcher. They said that he really, really looked great, and major league players have always given him a lot of shine for it. And they said one day, he pitched 121 pitches on set, wow. And then he could only do it every 4th day because of how many times he was throwing. It was just really awesome stuff to see. And we got snakes,
Serrano with the boa constrictor, and then you got, you know, Willie Mays Hayes with the garter snake. And how the size difference between the two guys, and
there he is in the background, right? He holds up a drink to him.
He pops it up and he starts doing push-ups.
Are they playing there? The Athletics, maybe? Brewers here?
Yeah, that looks like the Mariners, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Because I see the S on the helmet.
Oh, yeah. I got to remember the jerseys, right?
Yeah, the old logos. That's the Cubs right there,
Cubs.
I think. Yeah, because you have this big dude just nails Taylor. Oof.
Giants.
Mm-hmm. It comes up like half of
Giants.
Come on, gives him the finger.
I love Major League Baseball uniforms, like the alternates. There's some really, really good ones out there. Brewers, White Sox, they've got some good ones.
Yeah, see, but I'm a Yankee fan, and we don't really go for that.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons why I love Penn State as a university. I love that idea of blue and white, white and blue.
Oh yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, and then you got teams that change colors, like the Blue Jays. Why are they wearing red nowadays? What's up with that?
Exactly. Maybe it's for the people that are colorblind.
I don't know. There's Jake.
Oh, Gentry.
Top 4 Gentry gets cut.
Oh, poor guy.
I wonder what position he played.
That and I told you I did that podcast with Jeffrey Jalko. We actually tried to make a fictional team lineup, and there's a couple of guys here and there that you can fit in, but shortstop and second base were kind of hard to come by. I actually had to dig deep into the Angels in the outfield in order to get, and I had Kelly Leak, I think, playing second base because he could play everywhere.
Well, Tanner Boyle at short, I guess.
Yeah. I needed Kelly's bat.
Yeah, you need Kelly's bat. I mean, I'm trying to think now, second base and all that stuff. Now there's a movie. I don't know if you saw it. It was an HBO original movie called Long Gone.
I've not seen that one.
So look it up, see if it's on HBO Max or whatever. Well, I love this little celebration outside where he's yes.
The stirrups, man.
Yeah. I love the stirrups. That was like part of like being a player.
Yep. And Rick gets a red flag here. Comes in with a piss and vinegar in his veins.
Oh yeah, he's like, "You're gonna cut me." I mean, he messes it. I mean, throws that ball pretty good.
Yep.
But
this right here looks great. You know what I mean? He really I'm gonna shove it up your fucking ass.
Yeah. Every time I pitch up you, I think he's good getting it too.
Yep.
I like that kind of spirit in a player.
They said he could throw 88 miles an hour.
Wow.
That's pretty damn good for somebody that don't pitch the ball ever.
Yeah, he's a big baseball guy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you ever went to the All-Star Cafe when those were around, the one in Times Square in Manhattan had a whole Charlie Sheen room where it was his memorabilia that he had donated to be displayed.
Yeah.
Here's
Jake jumping over this thing. Oh!
Nice locker room brawl here.
Yep.
What's the matter, rookie fuckwad?
You just don't hear fuckwad enough. Yeah. That's one that you just don't hear enough.
Yeah, Lou comes out.
Take a shit. Shut up, Dorn.
That's another common phrase. So yeah, I think. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say. I mean, there's in what he just said. The thing about a baseball movie is we're going to simulate 162 games, right? We're going to simulate a whole season of baseball over the course of the next hour and a half or whatever. And I think that it loses. There's so many ups and downs of baseball season, right? And you lose a little bit of that in this time frame, but still, it's obviously it doesn't take too much away from the movie.
I love that Elle McPherson picture. I remember that Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue with that one. Who are these fucking guys? So anyway, the movie I was telling you about is called Long Gone. It was an HBO original movie that came out around the same time as these. Stars William Peterson as Cecil Stud Cantrell. It took place, the Tampico Stogies were a minor league baseball team. I think they were in Florida. And Dermot Mulrooney played Jamie Don Weeks, a young second baseman. So
Dermot Mulrooney, you mean the guy that left his kid in Angels in the Outfield until the Angels won the pennant?
Yes. Yes, that same Dermot. Virginia Madsen was in it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look it up here. Yeah,
Henry Gibson was in it. I actually enjoyed it. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but that was my first exposure to William Peterson, and I thought he was so good in that movie.
I'm gonna have to. I have HBO Go. I'll have to check it out.
And here's Jake walking into the stadium and simulates a home run.
For some odd reason, the lines are on there.
Yeah. And these guys are watching.
I don't see Long Gone on HBO Go, so I'll have to do some digging for that one.
Yeah, they are.
I am excited for Long Gone Summer this Sunday about the home run chase of the 1998 season, though.
Oh. What about, did you ever see 61?
I love
That's
61.
A good movie.
Oh, man. That is one of my favorites. That is it. I mean, that whole story, and I don't know if people will ever understand how good Mickey Mantle actually was.
Oh God, They got chili dogs in there. All right, so it came out in 1987, Long Gone. So it came out right before this, actually.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I don't know if it's playing anywhere streaming, but yeah, it's not a bad movie, actually. So, a couple of, as they reference later, almost a has-been, a couple of never will be's.
Yeah, that's the funny part about this, like we talked about, Tom Berenger and Charlie Sheen coming into this movie had not made comedies, or at least where they were the main character in it, and they had just come off, they said, Platoon together. Mm-hmm. So, to watch him then in this role is really good. And then we've got a brand newcomer right there, Renee Russo, man. She's all that in a bag of potato chips, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, this is the first time you see her. I remember seeing her in anything. But, yeah, she's really, pretty is a good word for this. Like,
yep.
She's not like Lethal Weapon, Renee Russo, like hot. She's just, she's a very attractive, pretty woman.
Here's my only problem with Renee Russo. Okay. It's that she gets cast in roles where she's almost always with older men. And it just doesn't make a ton of sense to me because, like, she doesn't seem that much older. But, like, I watched that movie about with the monkey virus, Outbreak.
Okay.
And she's with Dustin Hoffman. You know what I mean? Like, would she really, he's kind of older than her, and then there's other ones again where it's just like, I just don't see her with that old of a guy. Why do they play her in that role? But then you've got like Tin Cup where she's, still doing work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she was with, she was Thor's mom.
Yep.
With Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins. Yeah. How about Mr. Destiny? Have you ever seen that one?
I've heard of it. That's a Jim Belushi movie, I think, right?
I believe so. Yep.
I've never seen it though.
And I believe he's trying. I don't know if that's. See, there's two movies that came out around this time. So this one, unhappy Larry Burrows sees what his life could have been like had he made the winning home run as a teenager. And then he made another one around that same exact time where he's trying to get to a Cubs World Series game. And I cannot remember the name of it.
Well, she was also with Gene Hackman for part of the movie in Get Shorty.
Yep.
And then she goes on to be with John Travolta, and she had been married to Danny DeVito. That's quite the trio.
Yeah. She's done her thing.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, I'm back. I'm going to be around. I mean, come on. Jake's kind of got a little stalkerish thing going on here. If there was Facebook back then, he definitely would have creeped her profile.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now we got our opening day. A lot of people said that, the financial whiz there, Dorn, that's a real thing, and I think the other thing that, kind of distracts me from this movie just a little bit is how they only talk about the two pitchers. You know what I mean? Like, a pitching staff is the essential piece to a real good team, but you've only got the two of them here. And it almost seems like they have to go 9 innings each time that they pitch, too.
Relax, kid. We got 162 of these to go. They're all getting ready.
7-Up.
Oh god,
yeah.
Yeah.
Miller Lite up there.
It's kind of
that's in there. Yeah, that little Joe Boo's ready to go.
Smoking a cigar beforehand. Yeah, they pretty much they stink and they know it.
Yep. Ranked worse than the league all the way around, and hang around, hand these guys a big old shit burger.
Serrano, shit burger.
We have a prayer, and they said that in making his character. That he was, he's supposed to be a little bit more religious than he was in terms of Eddie Harris.
Yeah.
It's interesting to make a villain in a movie like this where everybody's supposed to be on the same go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And his villainous stuff kind of builds up a little. Jesus Christ, Serrano.
I have to wake up bats. Oh, shit. Can we try this again? Well, they need to have tension. You know, and the old screenwriting thing is there has to be conflict in every scene in a movie. You know, whether it's major, minor, it could be a little thing. But yeah, he's basically there to you know, go off Serrano.
I like the guy under the table there.
Yeah.
And here he comes, folks, the real star of the show, Harry Doyle, Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker.
We're going to be in the front row.
With a bottle of Jack Daniels hanging out.
I love how he puts it behind his ear. Monty.
They're starting the Yankees.
Oh, yeah, I love how my team is the villains, really.
Yeah, you know, the White Sox and the Yankees, they really always get a bad rap, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
He's got a couple of great ones. I mean, he's so good. It's just funny to watch because you just want to hear everything he has to say. One hit.
Got one goddamn hit.
Oh. Keltner, there we go. There's another one. Hey, makes a basket catch. Here's a great one.
Willie Mays style.
Nice catch. Don't fucking do it again.
Don't ever fucking do it again. So Bob Uecker, he's still with us.
Yeah.
And Monty, the color man.
And Bob Uecker, WWE Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Brewster. Ooh. Hey, Brewster's Millions is another pretty underrated
yes.
comedy.
Mm-hmm. I talked about
baseball
that
flick.
When I did the Goonies. I was going to see that with my two cousins, Brewster's Millions, and it wasn't showing. There was a sneak peek of a new movie, The Goonies, that we saw instead. Pete Vukovich, I remember him playing the big hard-hitting first baseman for the Yankees.
He actually played for the Yankees then?
No. I mean, he played for the Brewers.
Okay.
Yeah, his brother played too, I think. There were two Vukoviches that played. I love how he fucks with the rookie. He does a hell of a job, but it's hard to... We're still second with his shoe untied.
Oh, he got him picked off.
Mm-hmm. No, give him the wanker sign. I think we got hose on that one.
Yep, been there.
Oh, yeah.
Re-colliding. Oh, right in the freaking eye. Ooh.
Oh, what a
Don't bounce.
Nice throw, dickhead.
Ooh.
It's a beach. I love what was he?
Right here.
Oh shit. Amazingly, though, with all that play, they're only down 4-0.
Yeah.
He closed a book on Kellner. Thank God. Fallen, a juvenile delinquent in the offseason, is making his major league debut.
Light your ass up, meat. Why does he keep calling me meat?
No one's got a Porsche.
Yeah. Bull Durham's definitely got some great lines. You couldn't hit water if you fell out of a fucking boat.
Ball 4. Ball 8. Ball 12.
I didn't know they caught me pitching in my Little League debut on this movie.
Yeah, that's so frustrating when you can't get a ball over. And here's the first Wild Thing chant. I love the guy in the middle. Just is so... He's like listening for his cue.
Couldn't cut it in the Mexican League.
How's your wife and my kids?
Ooh.
Friggin' tattoos.
Jeep drive. Too high.
Way too high. Wow. Yeah, he tattooed that son of a bitch.
We've got a minor league team by where I live, and I'm just desperately waiting until I can go to a baseball game. I love watching minor league baseball.
Too high? What do you mean too high? Too hard. Who gives a shit? It's gone. Yeah, we used to have a minor league team here in Connecticut. Well, I'm in Lower Fairfield County. We used to have the Bridgeport Bluefish. They were independent, but then I think they moved to North Carolina, and they're apparently making their stadium into like an outdoor concert venue. I'm like, who the fuck wants to come play there? But okay. And then typical nails the guy.
Gone.
He's on top of the plate.
He's horse shit. This is great here, watching him get picked up and taken out. Kiss my ass. Fuck you.
Get out of here, rookie.
At least he didn't call him a cocksucker.
Jake doing the typical catcher thing, protecting the pitcher. And I love how they're having like the debate in the crowd. He's 16. Now, what he was trying to do here.
Boom!
Oh, yeah, nails that light. That was the only thing he hit during the game besides the guy.
Right.
9-0. Post game. Of course, they have to have Miller Lite. Since Bob was the one of the spokespeople back in the 80s when I was a kid. That less filling tastes great time. I'm going to be in the front row.
Oh yeah, my family's from the Milwaukee area, so we got a good taste of Bob Uecker growing up.
And also on Mr. Belvedere, a personal favorite of Mr. Peter Winston of Greetings from Allentown.
Nice.
He loves that show. He was very excited. They did like a Zoom reunion. He was like, that's all he could talk about for like days.
Oh, there she is. She looks good, dude. I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
And for somebody that shouldn't look good, you know what I mean? She's a freaking librarian.
Yeah. She's like one of those, she's like attractive but approachable.
Oh, yeah. I love the line coming up here about the two women.
Only 3 years ago she stopped being an athlete?
Mm-mm. 800-meter individual medley.
I'm still sore I never read Moby Dick. His name's Tom.
She said that she had better legs than you did.
Oh, come on. Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't see a ring on your finger.
He had plans for us.
Yeah, they broke up 3 years ago. Yeah, he's probably been bounced around the minors in all different areas.
Oh, yeah. Miss Fuel Injection.
Defender honor.
Everybody's looking.
Lynn kind of loses it. She's right.
Right. Yeah, the little love interest here, it's not a huge thing, and she shows up in part 2 in a very small role. I mean, I think she's only got 1 or 2 scenes.
Yeah. Kind of the Julia Roberts, like how Julia Roberts in Ocean 11, and then goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Poor
it's
GM.
not their fight.
Poor GM is sucking down Maylocks.
Yeah. And see, and here's our first kind of fast forward. Mm-hmm. They're moving this movie right along in terms of everything that's going on. But when you think about it, I mean, baseball itself is such a fast-paced season. in terms of how. I mean, you're playing a game almost every day when you get going.
Yeah. Yeah. We usually only have like 1 or 2 days off a week, if that.
Yeah.
You know, now here's your plane. This old beat up propeller. Indian Express. The old logo.
I wouldn't do well on that plane. Hustler.
Oh, now you come around. He's doing the sign of the cross. He ain't fooled. Suffering from propeller lag.
Here comes Rick Vaughn's stats. 4 wild pitches in 1 inning. Good job,
record. Rick. Hey, Mr. Vaughn, can I have your autograph? Nice haircut, by the way. You made our Hall of Shame.
Oh, Ricky.
You're a celebrity now.
Yeah, not if you do it colorfully.
I don't think there aren't any students. Are there any pilots?
That right there, Corbin Burnson's got the eye covers over. That reminds me of Michael Scott.
Yeah. I wonder if there's that old Arlington Stadium. So he got 1 goddamn hit.
Nobody's listening anyways.
And they got the manual out trying to fix the plane. He's reading the comic version of Moby Dick.
You masterpiece of American literature. Oh, duct tape.
Duct tape, the magic tool there. I got some reading to do. What, you got a test or something?
Oh, here we go. Taylor home from the library.
Sounds like Willie Mays Hayes knows a thing or two about stalking.
Yeah. Oh, man. This is Jake. Jake's got some definite character flaws when it comes to how he approaches this relationship.
I never noticed her vanity plate says read.
Yeah, that's pretty slick. I saw one the other day that said I'm lazy. Ooh, what a piece of shit car. Woof.
Yeah.
There's something about the way that my body is. I cannot rock the blazer t-shirt like Jake Taylor does.
I've done it in the past. I used to rock the the untucked shirt with the blazer. It's usually my go-to, like to go out like a little fancier.
You know who can really dress it up is Robert California from The Office with the polo shirt and blazer.
There you go.
Did you watch The Office?
I've seen a few episodes.
Okay.
It's on my to-do list.
For those of you that have watched The Office religiously, send your hate mail to me. I am a Robert California apologist. When you get there, you'll get there.
It's a pretty amazing apartment that the elevator just opens up into.
Right? So Jake's going to spy on Lynn, thinks this is their place, but in reality it's Mr. Briefcase. And he's hosting a couple of random couples here, really old couple and a middle-aged couple.
Yeah.
Jake, this isn't my place.
No shit, really?
Some really awkward conversations about to come up here.
Yeah, this is probably one of the most uncomfortable parts of the whole movie.
Yeah, it's like I said, that little love piece of it, yeah, I can see where the value is, right? Because, Jake is, I would say that Behringer's probably, he's the headline star of the show, right? Mm-hmm. Burnson and Charlie Sheen are right there with him, but so I guess to add a little bit more to him, you add in the Rene Russo storyline, but, it serves its purpose.
This guy with his little salt and pepper hair there.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to discuss a couple of books with Lynn. That's all I wanted to do.
Well, he wants to show off that mullet. That's not really a mullet, though. We're like, what do you call that haircut? Because it's definitely got all the pieces to it.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure.
There's the awkward handshake.
Yeah. A beer.
Have a beer. Got Dom Perignon, dude.
And he has to sit down with these stuffies.
Look at this old ass couple there. Just hi. Or 85. Now he looks familiar. The guy on the right. I want to kind of do a little looking.
Yeah.
And see if he's in anything.
With the strapless dress there.
Yeah.
On a dinner party. Who wears a strapless dress to a dinner party?
All right. Here in Cleveland?
I didn't know they still had a team.
Yeah, uniforms and everything.
Hopefully they're moving up.
Hey, Jake.
Yeah,
So do these people have names?
I don't know about that. I hear baseball players make really good salaries.
Tony Marcus Jr., I believe is his name.
League minimum at 89. Oof, that was probably like 50 grand or something like that.
Oh, yeah. He played in Backdraft.
Huh?
It's Jackson, huh?
So, who's the most uncomfortable in this scene, you think? You think Suzanne or Lynn? Lynn, her name is.
Probably.
Yeah, she's probably most uncomfortable because Jake is like, I will mess this dude up.
That lady right there. So the old couple is Arthur and Claire or Cher Holloway, and then the other one is Brent and Janice Bowden.
Okay, those are uppity, stuffy names.
Right?
Yeah, she just looks like a bitch, that young one. Like stuck up, kind of Pat Benatar looking chick.
What did you do?
200 meter.
200 meter individually, not 800.
Yeah, I was on the swim team. I couldn't do the individual medley because I could never get my butterfly stroke down.
Now, the 80 Olympic team did not happen, correct? Or is it 78?
80. I think it was 84. No, I think 84 was boycotted. And then
No, we won 84 because that's when the wrestling team.
Russia. I think Russia boycotted the 84 Olympics.
Oh,
we boycotted the
80.
80, yeah.
Because the story goes that Kerry Von Erich could have thrown discus for the 80 Olympic team, but didn't because they didn't.
Stay away from her. Suck my dick. Yeah, here Rick gets called in. It looks like they're probably going to send them down to the minors until they discover. Wait a second.
You can't read them, can you?
You got a great arm, but you have no control.
Nope.
Take Ryan over there, and he's like squinting. What about him?
You talking about Nolan Ryan? He writes LPRC.
Your Honor, like my cousin Fetty. For the record, Mr. Gambini's holding up 2 fingers.
That was one of the other first movies I watched. That's so good.
Yeah, I love that one. Oh, they look nice. I got a pair just like them. See, it's the most important thing, son. Ain't that important.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know. That's how I felt. I wear glasses now. I've only been wearing glasses now for like 5 years now, if that.
Yeah, I have a pair, but now that I haven't been working I haven't been wearing them every day, and then I put them on every once in a while. I get a super bad headache.
No, I'm looking at computer monitors and screens all day. I need to. I couldn't read my paperwork, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh crap! I went to the eye doctor. Yeah, and Harris, does the
Hey, Joe Boo.
Up your butt, Joe Boo. It's very bad to steal Joe Boo from.
Got a cigar hanging out of his mouth.
Leaving these open flames. Hey,
Hey,
bartender.
bartender. And whoop! There comes the bat. Oof!
Ooh, right in the head. He's out.
Oh, that would hurt. One run lead.
The kid they call what thing?
So we're in the ninth. Vaughn's been pitching the entire game from the looks of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless he is a closer, but that's not the story, as things go on. But
The Olay, is it?
it's this Olay bullshit.
He knows he did too. See, that's the thing about Lou. Lou always likes to see, how they handle the situations. Yeah, I say this sometimes when I'm at a game. Yo, Johnny, maybe we should do one of those waves or something.
Yeah. Let's get behind him. Hey, Ricky, ready to go.
Come on, boy. I love this wave.
So Randy Quaid in the sequel is so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. When Vaughn comes out at the end, he goes, "Blow it up your ass," and he just screams. I mean, it's a scene that just plays in my head because of how funny it is.
We're not the California Penal League.
My arm feels like Jello right now. This guy's a first fastball hitter.
Yeah.
Hey, Rexman.
I don't know if this guy played for real. Looks like a guy that actually played for the A's. What's his face?
Roger Eunice. Does not. Looks like this is his only thing.
Got him to pop it up.
Died in 1993.
Wow.
Huh.
He holds on. Come on, Pepper. I love those names. Pepper, Temp. And there's Charlie. Charlie just wants his team to win so bad.
Knock it off, Charlie. All right, here she comes. Looking as only she can look. Suzanne Dorn, Stacey Carroll. When she gets dressed up later in the episode or in the movie. Oh.
Yes. Good God.
Trophy wife at that.
Yes.
Think about going Santa Fe in this room.
He's in a solarium.
It does not look like Stacey Carroll aged very well.
No? Oh. This is a beautiful house, though.
Oh, yeah. What do you got here, Jake?
I got a guy. God, look at that big ass VCR on that TV.
Oh yeah,
Big-ass
I've been
TV.
watching I've been watching the Goldbergs as of late, and that is it's one of the funny things to look back at some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Cut the rah shit, Taylor.
Yeah, but if you're going free agent, you don't want to be known as a player that doesn't give us all.
Right. Some good stuff from Jake.
Yeah, sticking up for the team. Because this is his last shot to be
Yep.
in the majors. Another great F-bomb coming today.
You did it today. Grab your nuts off and shove them down your fucking throat.
Coffee?
It's the emphasis on the fucking.
Yeah.
You know, it's not fucking, it's fucking.
Wahoo Maniacs.
Wahoo Maniacs.
An edition of Teepee Talk. They're threatening to climb out of the
Climb
cellar.
out of the cellar. Wild thing, you make my heart sing.
He's like, how you doing?
It's a slick little earring he's got there.
Yeah. Of course, his ear's not pierced. That's one of those clip-ons.
We got a couple of all-stars here. So this must be close to the all-star break then,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, this whole body could use a soak.
I like it when they get the boat motor in there. This nickel and dime stuff.
I want to get that bitch on the phone. Oh, how he just stands his ground, butt naked. We're out of towels. I'm too old.
She's no Christina Pagliacci, but she definitely is pretty fun to watch go through the locker room.
Yeah, such a bitch. Cubs work.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where you don't know if Charlie Sheen was actually ready for that or not. You know that. Here's a good one coming up here with everybody.
Oh, yeah, this is great. Bunch of pansies.
Pansies.
I love that. It's great. It's such unison. I love that.
Playing that good when the equipment was working.
Yeah, I thought that was Neil Flynn. Who are these fucking guys? You know, the janitor from Scrubs or the dad from The Middle?
He also plays in Rookie of the Year as a first baseman.
Yeah. Come on, Hank.
Yep.
Hmm?
There it is.
That movie I'm kind of so-so on.
Yeah, it's... Oh, look at him. He goes for a handshake, and Willie Mays just completely drifts him off there. Like, no, thank you.
Vaseline ball. Yeah, and Little Big League, too. That's another one I'm like, on.
Yeah, you know, for what they're worth, they're kind of entertaining, but... You know, I do love the guy rides into town on Friday, waits 3 days, leaves again on Friday. You know, if you get nothing out of Little Big League, you got that.
Yeah. Jonathan Silverman is pretty funny in that movie, and there's Lynn checking out the game. You know, she could have sat in like the upper deck if she didn't want to be seen.
It's only 55,000 seats.
I know.
I'm gonna sit right where you can be seen.
Take the bullpen car. We don't have those anymore, bullpen cars. Those are great back in the day. You see guys come out. Now they just walk from the bullpen.
Yeah. It's kind of like the carts for WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember they would just call it to the bullpen, and they would have that, you know, Yankee pinstripe car go out and bring the guy in. Now it's like, walk your ass. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't have been the same if Mariano Rivera would come in a car to enter Sandman.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't work that way.
Nah.
And so Jake sees her. Jake's going to go confront her, and now it looks like he's found her actual apartment in the Cleveland Indians bullpen car.
Yeah. Not inconspicuous at all.
Nope.
And somehow he gets in her house, too.
Yeah. Just, I mean, Jake is, he is on an offender list somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't lock her door, or there's no building security here.
Yeah, it's just you do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, he like literally just walks up her steps into her living room. And she doesn't look that scared.
No, like what is it with the apartments in the Cleveland area that just have open access? Like anybody can get in them. You can just fucking show up at my house, take my shit whenever you want.
You know she's been watching the whole time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's definitely got some of the Susan Sarandon where she'll give him some tips and stuff. And I want to lead a regular life. Dude, Jake's got to smell freaking terrible at this point.
Yeah, probably. If you've been catching the whole game, yeah.
Right? 9 innings.
It's got to be like July or August.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, and here we get the backstory. Girl comes to a surprise party with a paternity suit.
That was a hoax. That's kind of bad.
Yeah. That reminds me of the story. I don't know if I know it exactly the right way, but like Terry Funk, they were having a party at his house or something, and he like called the police or something, like because he knew it was going on, and it was like a joke. Really interesting situation with him. I miss those Legends of Wrestling shows where they had the guys come on and just talk about old stuff. Like that was so good. Mm-hmm. I don't know why the WWE goes away from that kind of thing, but
well, we'll see. Maybe they'll come back.
You catch some funny stories like that, you know. Maybe it wasn't that one. Maybe that was a Ron Swanson story. Now that I'm thinking about it more.
That's on my list too. Parks and Rec. I'm going to start that very soon. Oh, she's getting turned on because he,
Red Moby Dick.
Red Moby Dick.
Who? I like to hear she's going to quiz him while they're messing around. Uh-oh, nice church. Renee Russo, she knows what's going to take her to the show.
Yeah.
Who saved it? Quick's coughing.
Yeah. I remember reading Moby Dick. So he just pulls her shirt down. Jeez, just foof.
Dude, 80s sex scenes, they did things, like that are unimaginable.
He uses his cleats to get her dressed down.
I wonder, he probably had metal spikes at this point then, right?
Yeah.
And he wakes up and she's gone. And the bullpen car is gone. Like, what do you know? 60 and 60, so 120 games in. Where's that put him in the season?
Oh, geez. So 162 games.
It's August.
Yeah, it's got to be like, late July, early August. She puts him on a bus. They can't do a West Coast trip on a bus.
No, it doesn't work that way.
And they have all the I guess there was a sale on comics of classic novels.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a detective story? Yeah, all right. Got the Cleveland Indians book club here.
Yeah. So they must have had to ride from Cleveland to New York on the bus in the old Yankee Stadium.
Old Yankee Stadium. That many.
I am upset because I went to WrestleMania 29 and the Yankee Stadium was still up. I believe that was the last year. Mm-hmm. And I was there for a weekend and I did not go to a game. And I'll never get to.
It was something. Believe me, I grew up going there, and it's just great. I mean, the new one, once you're sitting down at your seats, you feel like you kind of almost feel like you're in Yankee Stadium, like the old one.
Yeah.
But like when you're walking through it, no. Like in the inside, it's like way up. It was so tight and condensed and a little smelly, and it was definitely an older stadium. But
so this is the thing that kind of confuses it a little bit here. He makes the comment about a couple of All-Stars, but they've got to be past the All-Star break.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're definitely past the All-Star break. Well, I think
nearly pulled that one out today.
I think he says a couple of potential All-Stars.
Yeah. Maybe that's the word that I miss out on.
With this club, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lose a positive guy.
Potential. Yeah, 2 or 3 potential All-Stars. We're a contender right now.
Lou just can't. Charlie just can't take it anymore.
Nope.
He's like,
I like that tie. Look at that tie. It's got a little Indian symbol on it.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
So here comes the good speech for Lou to get everybody ready to go. Miss Phelps doesn't think too highly of our worth.
That big thing.
Look at that belt buckle. Oof.
We'd be bad enough to knock attendance down to the point where she could move the team to Miami.
For better personnel. Yes, even you, Dorn. Place you somebody who will. Back to the minors.
Or given your outright release.
And here comes another great use of the word fuck. Here it comes. Jake Taylor stands up. Nothing left to do. What's that? When fucking thing.
I finally burst Dorn's little bubble there.
Yep.
Bringing him down to reality. Yes.
Yeah, man. We got to get some more clapping in life.
Fire
Clap
up
for
that club.
themselves. Right? Here's
this.
Rachel Phelps. You guys stink. The way I see it, we got 32 more victories to win this thing.
Every time we win, we peel a section. So what you want to see her naked.
Yep. Then we get a nice little montage. Love a good montage in a movie like this. And it's the same music, you know what I mean? It's nothing big. It's the music is the backstory to it.
Yeah. So a little theme there. Ronald getting his bat ready.
Jake doing some BP in the middle of the night here.
And you don't see guys wear that helmet anymore either with the no ear flaps.
Jake's hardcore. He comes from the Mexican League.
Yeah.
Stealing home doesn't happen.
Nope. Although I was playing MLB 20 the other day, and they pulled a suicide squeeze on me out of nowhere while I was playing.
Oh, I love the suicide squeeze.
I was pissed.
That's one of my favorite things. If I get one out or no outs with a runner on second, it's probably happening. Yeah. I'll bunt him over for small ball if I need it.
Yeah. There's Vaughn striking people out left and right.
Yep, those glasses got him worked out.
Shit.
Not happy. Ooh, big collision. You don't see that too often either.
I know. A lot of things
Tribe takes second place.
Oh, I remember these commercials. Hello, do you know us?
Where do you stand on the Indians as a logo?
I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, same thing with like the Redskins or the Chiefs. Not well, the Chiefs and Arrowhead, but I mean,
Braves. I mean, yeah, I think all of it. I think you'd have to encompass all of it together, right?
Yeah. I'm okay with it. I mean, but I'm not of that, heritage, so I wouldn't find it offensive.
Yeah. American Express card. Don't steal home without it. I don't know. I mean, it's such a touchy subject, obviously, in today's society where everything is touchy.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff kind of gets glossed over a little bit, but tribe on the warpath. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're Indians fans together.
He's got that Willie Mays Hayes glove.
Yep.
Everybody's wearing helmets.
Hard hat helmets. Yep.
Yeah, I had a couple of those as a kid.
I actually go to the minor league game up here, and they give you a small one filled with nachos. It's incredible.
I was
like
doing a thing
$12.
for one summer. I kept going to the ice cream place by work when I was working nights, and buying a sundae, like an ice cream in the helmet, so I get the whole collection.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. I would buy my editor ice cream, and then when I was a kid, they did football helmets.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember quarter for the little football helmets.
Mm-hmm.
So another little montage here. We keep things cruising. They've got to simulate. Again, I think that's the thing. The movie's doing. It's simulating a couple months here. Over the course of this time, and even movies in the '80s. I mean, this wasn't a terribly long movie.
No.
In the outset of it. So, to move things right along, it's kind of crazy how that works. But
that always reminds me of the play where the two guys just scored back to back.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, was it Bobby Meacham and Dale Bearer playing for the Yankees got tagged out by Carlton Fisk, like back to back. It was the opposite of that play.
Yeah.
I remember that. It still bugs me to now. Two of the worst Yankees of all time. There they are. Get the last piece off, and there's the pasties.
All right.
Yeah, they got this.
Yep, haven't won anything yet. Oh, here she is. Miss Dorn's watching the TV. I wonder how many times something like this has happened.
I mean, I think I got caught on a podcast saying something once. My son, who's 5 years younger than my daughter, was begging me to watch Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I mentioned that I let my daughter see it finally on a podcast, and I was listening to it in the car, just checking it out, and I hear from the backseat, "Hey!"
So they've worked themselves into a 1-game playoff with the Yankees, and Coach Lou here's got to make a tough decision.
Yeah, still on the bus. Well, I mean, it makes sense. You want to have this guy coming out of the bullpen.
Oh, absolutely.
You get your junk ball guy who probably has a bit of stamina.
Well, just the experience too.
Yeah. Yeah. Rick handles it
Makes sense.
really well.
And I wonder why they get to go to Cleveland.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they make the Yankees seem like they're the powerhouse, but now they've got the tie. Just how it works.
Wild Thing, we love you.
Jake Taylor with those sunglasses; those things are freaking slick.
Yeah, down too wide, on his nose. He just walks in the lens again.
Just shows up, no call, no nothing. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to show up at this lady's house and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about this, man.
Yeah.
Jake Taylor, he's a shady freaking character. Here we go.
Now,
man.
How does Suzanne know where to find Rick? That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's got to be like more than one bar in Cleveland.
I know, but a cougar like her?
Oh, yeah.
Let's be serious. She's on the prowl.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. Mind if I join you? That hair, dude. You just don't see that hair anymore.
No, that's very 80s right there.
I just watched Weird Science the other day.
Oh, that's a great
Oh,
film.
man. Like, they don't come much better than that,
Yeah.
Sexiest man in this bar. Yeah, Kelly LeBrock in Weird Science pulled off every look imaginable.
Oh, yeah. Kelly LeBrock now, not so much.
Not so much. And here, Miss Dorn just showed the Wild Thing who the Wild Thing was.
Yeah.
Looks even better with her hair down.
Yeah. Suzanne Dorn. That little light bulb goes above his head.
Uh-oh. Oh, man. Mrs. Roger Dorn. There it is. So she gets a little payback because she saw Raj take some bimbo into some room at the hotel there.
Yeah.
And here's Jake.
Jake recognizes her.
They must share an apartment there from the looks of it.
Yeah. Well, he makes the league minimum, so.
Yep. That's Charlie Sheen right there. I didn't know who she was.
Sounds like something
his life.
He probably said many times in his life so far.
And see, here she dulls herself down a little bit, to be a housewife, and definitely isn't as voluptuous, if you will.
She tells him. Just to get it. On the biggest game of his career, she goes and tells him that what she did.
Right.
She's kind of fucked up. I'm sorry.
Here it comes. Jake, we got a big problem, man. Serrano wants an extra power for tonight. He's looking to sacrifice a live chicken.
We can't have people throwing up in the locker room. Jake's like the problem solver. He's like,
right.
He's like the Mahoney of this movie.
Yep.
We talked about that on
Police
Academy.
Academy.
Yeah,
Yep.
we talked about that on Police Academy. Vaughn scurried out to the bullpen.
I like that in Bull Durham, though. The coach comes out there. He goes, "We got a lot of shit going on right now."
I love that. That's, yeah. What is it? We're getting a live rooster.
Right.
What
do we get them for their wedding?
Nuke's eyelids are jammed, and nobody seems to know what to get Jimmy and Millie for a wedding present. Well, candlesticks always make a nice present, and play setting, find out what she registered. Okay, let's play ball.
Yep.
Robert Worrell, he's so good.
Oh yeah.
I remember watching Arliss. Oh, he was funny in that show.
Now, did you ever see The Rookie? Not or is it called The Rookie with Brendan Fraser?
The Scout.
The Scout, yeah.
Yes,
sorry.
I did a review of that movie for my college paper.
Yep.
I thought that was an okay movie.
Yeah. And I mean, the baseball, 27 pitches, it's completely unheard of, but
He's got Joe Boo there.
Yeah.
He's a believer.
Monty, anything to add?
Nope.
Not the best color man in the league for nothing, folks. I always found it hard to do announcing and color for a baseball or softball game.
Yeah.
I did a lot of announcing the last couple of years, and it was always hard to do it with somebody else because there's really not a ton to talk about for high school softball and baseball.
Yeah, I wonder why they shot this in Milwaukee and not.
I think, according to the Wikipedia, and that's 100% true all the time, they said that they just had problems scheduling it with the team.
Okay.
So yeah, the final game here, watching the preview of this, where the directors are talking about the baseball aspects of it, you'll see this big catch by Hayes, and they said that that Wesley Snipes really made the catch. Pretty interesting to see that happen, and they really put over Ricky Vaughn's baseball. Charlie Sheen did a really good job. Taylor did a good job, and Serrano gets a home run in this, and they said that he actually hit that ball. It's kind of interesting how some of that stuff plays out.
So it's funny here. I knew Pete Vukovich played, but I forgot he was a pitcher, and he actually never hit a home run. So amazing that the big home run threat on the Yankees is a former pitcher.
Right. Ooh, KY ball.
There's a door just going all crazy all over the place here.
He's an all-star now.
So the league minimum in 1989, going back to that earlier, was $68,000. So it wasn't that far off. Oh yeah, here's the catch. That's tough.
Yeah, not quite Bo Jackson, but
well, thankfully not Jose Canseco.
No. Poor guy.
That was I saw that the other day. I came up on my Facebook, I don't know if it was an anniversary or something like that, where the ball hit him in the head, went over the fence.
Yep. Yeah, it had to have been because I heard it on ESPN radio. So the Cleveland lineup is kind of a confusing mess to me.
Okay.
It seems as though, Willie Hayes is their leadoff man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Jake has got to be batting second.
Yeah, he's not number 2.
And so who's your, and then you've got Dorn and Serrano here. It looks like they're going to be batting later in the lineup to bring those guys around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So here's your number 2, right? And this is in the 7th.
Yeah.
And so now we've got our 8th, and we need a rally here.
So Rogers batting 3rd. And then Serrano's batting 4th.
Okay. You know what? I always thought that they went to the next inning after that scene. That's why.
Darn.
Yeah, that's some shitty stats for a 3-hitter. Finally gets a good one. So the Indians have a runner here. 2 men out.
So apparently Charlie Sheen is an avid Cincinnati Reds fan.
Oh,
So
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
So here comes Serrano. He'd be your 4-hitter. Well, and that's okay. So yeah, here it is. This is the confusing part, though. So they got 4 here. They're going to hit. 5 is going to get out. So 6, 7, 8, 9. Or we'll just have to do some math here. I'm sorry. I don't know why this is what it is. It's always been the conundrum for me.
This pitcher's like laughing at him. He's like, you
Right.
can't hit my shit. Come on.
I say, fuck you, Jobu.
Another great F-bomb here. You stop now, Jobu. I go to you. I stick up for you. If you know help me now. I say, fuck you, Jobu. I do it to myself.
And here he comes. Just gets ready. Eye of the tiger, baby. Eye of the tiger.
Jackson wants a new sign.
And the pitch. Oof. Gets a hold of that one.
It's a curveball or a slider that doesn't do either. I mean, he tattoos that sucker. He does something that's actually against the rules here.
Kiss or holding the bat.
You're not allowed, you're not allowed to round the bases while holding your bat.
Yeah.
I always
He's
thought that was
Serrano.
so weird. Yeah, who's gonna mess with a big, Cuban voodoo man?
Right?
That's like almost like Jose Altuve telling him not to tear his shirt off,
Right?
because he's hiding something. Oh, I love being in the stadium when that stuff happens.
Oh yeah, I love the one. I love it when the players freak out on the umps. I don't know why. I just think it's funny. But the guy, the famous one where they find the tar in the batter, or they do the thing.
Oh, George Brett.
Yeah.
Oh, when
Yeah.
he comes running out the pine tar.
Yep. That's just, to me, that's just some freaking hilarious stuff. But
Yeah, I remember I don't know if I was at that game or I was at a game in that series. I remember going to see the Royals at that time. Yeah, I mean, he comes up. Though, if you watch it closely, he could have gone directly at the ump, and he kind of goes around.
yep.
So,
Yeah, he looks like he's about to run right through the guy.
yeah, he runs around. Yeah, Brett. He was a
Like,
guy.
yeah, I did cheat. So what? So now we're in the 9th. We skipped the 8th. We don't know. Obviously, it's a 0. We probably have to go back and really look at the hits and stuff. But Harris is in trouble now. 2 hitters on.
Yeah, they must not have any bullpen.
No, that's other than the guy that started the season for him that we saw, and I can't even remember his name at this point.
And loads the bases with 2 outs.
Loads the bases for Clue Haywood.
The biggest Yankee killer.
And here's the funny thing about part 1 and part 2 with this, right? So we're setting up Jake to be the hero in this one compared to the second one where we set up Charlie Sheen to be, the hero to get the big strikeout at the end of the game.
Well, I think they're both heroes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, in the other one, there's no offensive real big push, right? Just isn't.
I love how you start hearing the song come in. Could you imagine what that feels like?
Oh, my God.
Like, to come out and, music is playing and a place explodes just because you walk out, like wrestlers and anything.
Right.
I mean, imagine what I remember when Edge retired the first time, and he went out and he's like, I got to do this one more time. And he came out he had him play his theme song again. I mean, that's got to be like the best feeling ever.
I hate this fucking song.
Come on, wild thing.
They just get going, man. Yankees are like, what the fuck is this shit? Oh, she loves him. She loves him.
That is something there.
He's taken like 5 steps in the entirety of the song.
And he's walking kind of slow there.
Not quite John Rocker.
No. Oh, what an asshole.
I saw, it was funny. I was watching Raw today from '99. I'm on 2000 now, and Bubba Dudley comes out, and they're in New York or New Haven or something, and he makes a John Rocker reference. His WWE stuff was definitely not ECW, but I was always a Bubba fan.
Yeah, I like Bubba.
Until I met him in real life.
Oh.
I was not happy with our interaction.
No, I had Bubba laying at my feet once. I was at an ECW house show, and him and Devon were feuding, and we were in the third row, and he got thrown over the guardrail and landed literally at my feet.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did really like Devon. Devon was great. Kurt Angle.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Kurt Angle was really interesting. He walked into a full bar, tons of people, with a fucking gallon of milk.
Yeah. Wow. Another great F-bomb coming.
Yep.
Let's cut through the crap, Vaughn.
Strike this motherfucker out. Oh, man. It's so not used properly in movies anymore.
No.
It's so effective. I mean, it's its own little anomaly in this movie and how well it puts things over, but it's also like their team and just everything. It's like, yeah, we're the fucking Cleveland Indians.
Yeah. Gets all pumped up.
Oh, yeah.
And then, got him spitting a chaw out.
Triple Crown winner, 341, 121, 48.
Oof. It's pretty amazing. Especially for 1989.
Yeah.
Fawn's just like, I want this guy, and I want him bad. Okay, Ricky, let's get nasty.
All right. Let's look at the 1989 batting.
Oof. Steve Rick. Swung and miss. 97 on the... Hit you, leave a 2-foot hole coming out.
47 home runs by Kevin Mitchell.
Okay.
He also had the 125 RBIs.
Mm-hmm.
And then his, average. He only batted 291, though. Highest average was 339 by Kirby Puckett.
Oh, okay. Kirby, what a player. Oof.
Right.
So sad. He died young. Kevin Mitchell, I remember him catching that ball barehanded. That was one of the fun highlight reels.
Mark McGwire only had 33 home runs.
He wasn't juicing yet.
Nope. Where's Barry Bonds at? How many did he have?
Oh, Bonds was still skinny in Pittsburgh at this time, I think.
Right. Andre Awesome Dawson.
Oh, the Hawk.
Yeah. Okay. Charlie Sheen throws a really high fastball at 101.
Yeah. That's Roldis Chapman numbers right there.
Right. So what's the fastest that you've thrown a ball in MLB?
Oh my God! In the game?
Yeah.
I think I hit like 102.
Yeah, I think that's the fastest. I remember somebody could throw a sinker once, and it was like 104.
Wow. Oof.
There's a really fun little thing if you go on YouTube. It's like the fastest pitches of all time. In the recorded era.
Ah.
And it's about 7 minutes long. It's pretty crazy to watch.
He's going to the Duke, who we haven't seen yet.
One out there.
Duke Simpson, 11-1, 1.39 ERA I saw on the screen. I didn't see how many saves he got.
You don't see pitchers like him very often, and if you do, their name is Bartolo Colon.
And on the heavier side.
Right?
Comes Willie Mays Hayes. Wow.
So we get 2 outs now.
Mm-hmm. Threw at his kid in the father-son game.
Yeah. So they must have went 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
So after Serrano hits it, then the 5-hitter comes up. He must get out. They must go 6, 7, 8. But then here we go with that was your 1-hitter. So there should only be 1 out right now because you're 9 let off.
Yeah.
But it says 2 outs. So again, I'm gonna make something more than it should have been. But it's like there's some confusion here.
He's like, I ain't falling for your shit now.
Mm-hmm.
That was 162 games ago.
Right. So here's the sign. Swing away. Here we go.
I remember having to learn baseball signals back in the day. I was actually a prolific base stealer. It was one of my. I hit for average. I hit for a little bit of power, but when I was young in like little league and my grammar school team and stuff. Yeah, my forte was stealing. I think
it's funny now where I'm at in life and how I wish I could go back and teach myself how to bunt and slap as a baseball player. I personally feel like slapping in baseball is something that could really be effective if you learn how to do it the right way.
Yeah.
But
that is some lead he got that too.
Yeah, like 25 feet lead.
Yeah.
You can tell he's going to go, and now he goes back and he doesn't look near as far.
Mm-hmm. And they could have pitched out, which they probably
should
have. Come on!
Come on, Willie. Not a bad throw either if he would have had it on time.
Yeah. If it didn't do a one-hop, he's out.
Yep. So we got a runner on second. Bottom of the 9th. 2 outs somehow.
Yeah.
You man. He's got a ton of dirt down his crotch. And Taylor gets an idea.
The one thing they wouldn't be expecting.
Right. That's a hell of an idea.
Temp.
All right, here we go.
All right. Willie's like, all right, I'm down.
So here we go. He's going to call his sign. And Lou looks like he's closing his eyes to smile, but his eyes always look that close.
Yeah. Now, here's the other thing that I could do. If they call the play, Willie should have been moving.
Yep.
But they have to have some more drama and have a little chin music there.
Throw that shit at me, man.
Sorrell's like, I'll fuck you up.
Oh. What's your favorite baseball fight?
Oh, God. There's been so many of them. I mean, I love the Robin Yount, Nolan Ryan one.
Yeah. What's the one a couple of years ago Jose Bautista got?
Robin Ventura, I'm sorry. Robin Ventura, not Robin
Yeah.
Yount.
Batista got rocked in the face and just like, oops, I made a mistake. Crowd is rocking. Everybody's ready.
Even the rocker, biker dudes, whatever they are. There's Jake digging in.
He's ready to go. The Duke. And Jake just waiting on it, holding on, and
there goes Willie.
Hayes is off. And boop. Nice little bunt.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
I love that the third base is like, oh, crap.
Who would have been the Yankees' third baseman in 1989?
Oh, my God. Is that Pags, probably? Pagliarulo?
Let's see.
I think Nettles was gone by then. Yeah, Nettles was gone because he was already out in San Diego by that, or even retired by that point.
Mike Pag.
Yeah, Pags. Mike Pagliarulo. Yeah, that was the Righetti years and all that.
Spaghetti Righetti?
Mm-hmm. I was at Righetti's no hitter actually.
Nice.
When I was like what was I? 11? Yeah, I was almost 12. Yeah, it was July 4th. Safe.
So Hayes gets in and the Indians win it. Oh my God, the Indians win it.
Here's a little bad editing here. He has the helmet on. Now the helmet's off. Oh. Now the helmet's on, he takes it off.
That's all right.
That's another thing that's too. Yeah.
How about being that guy up there in the top with that woman? He's smoking a cigar and that woman's going nuts. He's just like, I'm an extra.
Something you would never see today. Yeah, these loyal fans are crying.
Yeah. And then you get the hug with the punk rocker, like,
what the hell? Fuck it. We're all Indian friends here. This guy trying to get high fives, and nobody's high fiving on that one guy. Then you have the rivals kind of looking at each other.
We did it.
Harris and Serrano.
Here comes Dorn. And he gives him a good one just for shits and giggles.
It's like, come on. You know you deserve it.
Like Charlie Sheen's face there, like, oops. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, no, I banged your wife. Sorry.
And so Jake looks up in the stands. Mm-hmm. All the while, Lynn's there. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't have the ring on her finger.
Who does Lynn know to get these tickets, by the way?
I don't know, man. She does things as a librarian that other people just aren't able to do. Oh, man. And Lynn gets hoisted up. There's our main characters here. They're pushing the extras out of the way for the shot. Willie sneaks his way in. There it is. Boom. Oh, what a good movie.
Yes.
So many good lines. Mm-hmm. So much good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Oh, all right. That was great. So what do you have coming up on Low Blow Booking Podcast that people can look forward to?
Yeah, I think, like I said, right now we just had our WrestleMania 9 podcast that just dropped a couple weeks ago, and then 2 weeks ago we had Great American Bash 91. So like I said, this week we're actually going to be recording the Starrcade 1991. Instead of Battle Bowl and Lethal Lottery, we're going to make that a legit regular wrestling card. So we're really looking forward to that. And then in a couple weeks after that, we're going to be doing WrestleMania 2000, where we get rid of all those multi-man matches, and we're only going to be able to keep one match that actually happened on the card as is, and we're going to change pretty much everything else top to bottom with it. So really looking forward to doing that. Like I said, check us out on Facebook. Just search Low Blow Booking Podcast. Join our group, join our discussions, join our polls. We love to have it. We love all the interaction and really building up that fan base the best we can to talk about something that we love to do.
All right, great. Yes, all you wrestling fans, check that out. As for me, I have several shows in the works. My next show proper will be Great Debate Wrestling over on the PlayStation Nation Wrestling feed. I have Jennifer Smith, Scott Criscolo, and Logan Crosland stopping by, and we're going to talk about a virtual plethora, a bevy of wrestling-related topics that I'm going to throw out to the crew. Also, check me out, probably coming in early to mid next month, the next episode of Evolution. The great Nate Milton will be stopping by, and we'll be breaking down the career of the man called Sting. So,
I love Sting.
Yeah, and I love Nate. Which,
Yep.
No, Sting was always my WCW guy. I mean, I was a big Sting fan for years, and I wish, there was. I'm curious to hear Nate's thoughts on some of the things that happened towards the later years with Sting. So also check me out on here on the PlayStation Pop feed. The last episode of Laughing Theater, Todd Weber stopped by and we watched the great comedy Dazed Confused. So much fun. And hopefully coming up soon, Lee Elias from the Geeks Who Like Sports podcast will be joining me for Back to the Future. So I'm really looking forward to that. Lee is the incredible, huge Back to the Future mark, so to speak. The guy knows more about that movie than anybody I've ever met, so I can't wait to sit down. Don't forget also check out new episodes of The Great Debate and Year in Pop 1983 will be coming out in a few weeks, as well as more episodes of Laughing Theater and Pop Goes to Classics. The last episode of Dumbo was released a couple weeks ago. We're going to be getting back together with Chad and Miranda. We're going to discuss Bambi. That's our discussion of all the Disney animated films in release order. And also, I have a brand new show coming to the Blaze Nation Pop feed with two brand new co-hosts. It's going to be called Blockbuster Rewind. And each episode, we're going to talk about great blockbuster popcorn movies, tentpoles. The first episode is the first blockbuster, well, what's considered the first blockbuster. We're going to talk about Jaws.
Yep.
And its sequels. And my co-hosts on that show will be Scott Shiflett and Eric Eels, two of the newer voices around these parts. And our guest on the episode is the only one of my favorite people to do shows with. That is the great Tim Capel of many other shows. Speaking of Tim, you can hear him on the Jenny position on Talk of Pop. Many great shows over there. Geek and Sassy, The Journey Through Infinity, Bianca's First Time, lots of great stuff. That is our good friend Jennifer Smith. And also, don't forget to check out the North-South Connection podcast feed. That's brought to you by JT Zero, Chad Campbell, and Aaron George. Lots of great shows. Extreme Three-Way Dance, Wrestling Warzone, Carolina Dreaming, just to mention a few. Don't forget to check out the wrestling feed. Lots of great shows. The Place to Be podcast, Main Event, Row 1, Seat 1, Talking WCW, all kinds of great stuff. And other shows here on the Pop feed, Diamond Conversations, It Was a Thing on TV, and much more. Also, don't forget to check out PlaceToBeNation.com. Each and every day, great articles, fresh takes. We're signing new writers to come on and provide great content for everybody. And don't forget to check us out on all of our social medias, the Twitters, the Instagram, on the Facebook pages. We all have, there's a Facebook page for Laughing Theater and many other shows, as well as the Place to Be Nation main page. But all that out of the way and all the business stuff done, I want to say a big thank you to Derek Cornett for stopping by and watching Major League with me.
Absolutely, man. This was awesome. I love this movie. Hope everybody's staying safe and getting their lives hopefully back to some semblance of normal here in the next couple weeks. So, wish everybody well.
All right, great. For those of you also, thank you, all of you, for listening. But for now, the theater is closed, and we'll see you at the next show. Take care, everybody.
I think I love you, but I wanna know for sure. Come on and do it right in a movie.
Chocolate. Fucking chocolate.
Oh God.